In this episode of Soulseekers, we find ourselves at the Moorish Castle Prison in Gibraltar. Gibraltar is a British colony at the southernmost point of the Iberian Peninsula. The Rock of Gibraltar is so named after Jibal Tariq, a Moor leader that stepped foot on the rock in 711. Jibal Tariq literally means Jibal's mountain. It was here that Admiral Rooke hoisted the British flag where it has flown ever since, when he captured the rock in 1704. The Moorish castle held a number of cells from the days of the Moors. After the British took over the rock in 1704, that area of the castle was converted into a prison. Although we have not been able to find when the Moorish Castle Prison was first used by the British, there is a reference to wanting to move HM Prison Gibraltar from the castle to another location in 1854. We can only presume that the prison was first used in the 1700s and was decommissioned in 2010. Walking through these tight and dark corridors gives you a feeling of oppression and an understanding of how the prisoners incarcerated must have felt, and that the energy seems to be locked into the very fibre of these old and impressive walls. With executions regularly practiced and torturing of prisoners which must have been rampant inside the prison, especially going back through history. Also, with reports of suicide, the energy that must be held within this building must be highly negative and full of emotion. According to prison officers and prisoners themselves, there is a number of unexplained events within the walls of the prison, frequently scaring and tormenting even the hardest of inmates. There is a certain area of the prison that inmates have had to be dragged out, screaming with fear due to what they have witnessed. Tonight, we will be investigating this iconic building to bring out all of these emotions and contact those inmates who refuse to leave in an attempt to find out what really has happened in the Moorish Castle Prison.
Right, we're now in the segregation wing of the old Moorish Castle Prison. They used to put prisoners in here, mostly to allow them time to pass any drugs that they'd swallowed into sort of the toilets and the areas at the bottom. In the very last cell, we believe a prisoner actually committed suicide in there, according to records and everything else. And this is where we're going to start tonight. We're going to go straight into that cell and see what we pick up. We heard voices as we were walking in. Brian and I both heard the voices, the whispering. Kazan also heard, a voice or whispering behind her as well. A completely different area. This is the actual cell itself where we believe the prisoner committed suicide. We're just about to set up the echo box, and let's see if we can get any voices through there. Plus we've also got the EMF detector, K2, and hopefully we'll get some activity in here and see what happens.
Cool, it's nothing. Just booting it up. First time it's been switched on a place like this.
We've done our background checks. There's no EMF here whatsoever, so we should be able to actually debunk anything that we get, but we've done everything and there's absolutely nothing whatsoever. Right, I'm going to just turn the volume up.
Yeah, I'll stop the thing on one side. Wrap it up full.
Okay, we ask if there's any person, spirit here that wants to communicate with us, who wants to talk,
So blurry.
give their story. This is the time to do it. Get close to the box, that little green light that's down there. You can actually make those light moves just by walking in front of it. So anybody that's here that wants to talk to us tonight, please come to us and make that little light move so we know you're there. Just stand in front of it.
Yeah, almost really guess.
Hello?
I had Eric again, yeah?
Do you want to speak to Eric, or do we have an Eric? Do we have an Eric with us here this evening?
No.
Okay, we ask how many people are here with us tonight that want to communicate?
It says four.
Can we have a name, please?
Can you give us just your first name? My name's Brian. This is Kieran. We have Giselle. Sam.
So we ask with respect. This isn't a joke. This isn't making fun of you. Just want to come up to this light, and we can see that you're here. So, myself.
After a few more attempts at capturing EVPs, we started using other methods of communication, such as Echovox, Blackvox, and Darkvox. This piece of footage was taken using a Microsoft Kinect camera. In the left-hand screen, you can see the silhouette of a person the camera is seeing. This is a real person. You will observe that there is only one person being mapped. The center screen shows two images. This is the same shot as the screen on the left-hand side. The image in yellow is the infrared skeletal representation of the person being mapped by the Kinect. The purple image is an unknown figure that the Kinect saw and started to map. You can see that it is not being seen by the camera on the left, as there was only one person standing in front of the camera. Kinect has the ability to see in infrared, and spirit is believed to be visible in the infrared spectrum, and the Kinect has only the ability to capture human form. It will not map an inanimate object such as a chair and confuse it as a person. We searched all over the prison for activity, but found areas that were especially quiet. The old workshop area appears to be as empty of paranormal activity as it was of tools. The old offices and visitation area revealed nothing of interest. We walked outside to the old execution area, where things were no different, and all was quiet. We actually went into the old chapel, where we thought that would be a hub of activity, but found it to be especially quiet in there. After wandering around for an hour, we decided to head straight for the old Moorish cells.
That is creepy.
bursts, so we're going to be doing recording in complete silence and then playing back and see what we actually capture on the little digital recorder.
The following is recorded using Echovox. Echovox is an Android app which has no pre-recorded words. It consists of 4 banks of random sounds and phonetics which are chopped up and sliced. These are then played at random. The idea is that spirits can manipulate these sounds and communicate with us through this device.
Here. To bond. Here. To bond. Prison.
Prison, yes we are.
Stop. Prison.
Prison, yes we are.
Stop.
Blackvox works on a similar basis to the Echovox. It has no human sounds, but in this case it doesn't consist of phonetics either. It is random noise and static, which is reverbed and played at random. This is the session that we did with Darkvox. Darkvox 666 works slightly different. We have 2 banks of sounds in this one. The first bank is actually verses from the Bible, which is chopped up into milliseconds and reversed, played out and mixed at random. The second bank, Bank B, is actually little sections from the Book of Revelations. Again, they're chopped up and played at random. In all of these apps, as I said in the first one, spirits can manipulate the sound and communicate with us through these devices.
ha 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 ha